Hello everybody, Green Aviation, otherwise known as JT8D Freak, whoops, here back with another video. So, yeah, I'm back on YouTube. Decided, based off my last video, doesn't have many views yet, but I was like, why not? I decided I'm going to do a Ortho for P3D tutorial. So today I'm going to be showing you how to use the Ortho 4XP program that's usually used for X-plane photoscenery, and I'm going to show you how to use it in Prepared. This worked for me in Prepared version 5.3, and that's hotfix 2. Should work for any other P3D versions. It will also work for Flight Simulator X as far as I'm aware as well. So you're going to go online, search Ortho 4 XP P3D. That should bring you to a link. Go ahead and download that. I'll put that link in the description below on this video so that you can access that file. Once you download Ortho 4 XP, you're going to extract it to a good area on your file explorer. So I have it extracted here on my F drive. This right here, Ortho 4 XP FSX P3D Master. You're going to want to open this. So this is the Ortho directory. If you open this little file here that says dist, you can see in here Ortho 4XP version 130. That's the actual exe program file. So that's how you're going to open the program, alright? But before you do that, you see this image magic. You're going to want to click that. Double click. Click yes to this. Accept the agreement. Go through the install process, etc. I already installed it, so I'm just going to click cancel, but you go through that all the way. Image Magic is going to allow you to create ortho tiles for different seasons if you'd like to do that. If you don't install Image Magic, that isn't going to work. It will also let you create ortho tiles for different daytimes. So you can create night ortho tiles, which I found don't work very well in P3D, unfortunately. So when you're flying at night, if you have or happen to have Orbix lights or black marble, you can just turn off the ortho tiles because you're not going to see them at night anyway, and you'll get all those beautiful lights still appearing. So that's about it for the download process, except you're also going to need a program called Scenery Proc. So I'm going to open a tab here. Scene Proc. Just search Scene Proc. We're going to go here. You'll see scenerydesign.org. You're going to want to click this link. So click the 64 version right here, and that will start to download. I've already downloaded it, so I'm not going to do that, but go through that. Once you have Scenery Proc downloaded, you're going to want to extract that to a good area on your drive too. So I have it extracted right here. Once you open Scenery Proc, you're going to scroll down, and you'll see Scene Proc. Double click that, it'll open it up. So Scenery Proc is going to be what you use to create your Autogen for your ortho. Without using Scenery Proc, there's no way to get Autogen in P3D Ortho. It's not like X-Plane where you click Extract Overlays and then it makes an Overlays folder and all your Autogen is in there. Unfortunately, there's another step to that, and that's why I wanted to make this tutorial, because there's a lot of confusion surrounding Scenery Proc and how to use it. It's pretty complicated because it involves scripting. So you can see right here, if I open my script, you see all this stuff. But luckily you don't need to worry about that, because I'm going to show you how to use it in just a little bit. And by the way, you're going to need this script downloaded to open in your Scenery Proc, so I'll provide that in the description of this video as well. So when you have Scenery Proc and Ortho 4 XP downloaded, go back into the Ortho folder. You scroll down here, you're going to see Ortho 4 XP, and it's a CFG file. Double click that, open it up. So then you see all these different values here. You're going to want to scroll down, and you're going to see this right here. You're going to see ESP resample location. You're going to see two different lines for that. You're going to see they're going to be both blank when you download yours, but you're going to need to fill them in with these values right here. So to get the first one, ESP resample, you're going to need to open your P3D directory. So I have my P3D installed here on my D drive, Prepared, and then inside Prepared, you're going to want to go to the SDK folder, which is inside world. So if I can find world here. Oops. Sorry. That file's inside the prepared SDK. I forgot to tell you guys that. To download the prepared SDK, you're going to need SDK. You're going to go to this prepared link right here, Software Development Kit. Click here to download it. I'm sorry about that. You're going to also extract the prepared SDK to your drive. So I have it extracted here. Inside the prepared SDK, you're going to see this file that says world. Open that. From there, go into terrain, and you're going to see this thing called resample. It's an exe. So click right here in this top bar, Control C. You want to copy that path. And then you're going to want to add a backward slash. So that's right below your backspace key if you didn't know. So add that backslash after terrain, and then after that backslash, you're gonna want to type resample.exe, just like this. So now you got ESP resample location, D prepared SDK world terrain resample exe. Keep in mind your letter of the drive right here is gonna vary depending on the PC, so don't worry if your letter doesn't match mine. Don't freak out. That's normal. So then you have ESP scene proc location. So that's that scenery proc that I just told you to download. So go to where you extracted your scenery proc file, which in my case is on my F drive scenery proc. Scroll down, you're gonna see that scenery proc exe again. So click your mouse in this little directory bar right here, Control C once again, and then go right here, paste that, and then add another backslash, and then after that backslash you're going to want to type scen capital PROC .exe. So now you have your scene proc location, f scenery proc scene proc.exe. And then finally you're going to have ESP scene proc script. So this is the script that's going to generate your Autogen. You're always going to need a script to generate that Autogen. Each script is different. Each script is going to tell your Autogen to generate in a different way. So it can change the way your houses look. It can change how many there are, etc. Today we're going to be using the default config that comes with Scenery Proc. So you can see right here it says default, and the file type is pkcs number 7 certificates. So this is the file we're looking at right here. So once again, click right up here, Control C, go down here. Oh, disregard that Control C, we don't even need to do that. So right here, yours will probably appear blank. If yours happens to not be blank after this equal sign and it says default.spc already, just leave that how it is. Don't mess with that. That's fine. But if it is blank, just type default.spc. Alright, and then confirm, I believe 8 is the default value on this max resample processes, but just confirm it's 8. If it's any more than 8, you're going to be overworking your PC and it might crash. But if it's anywhere under 8, you might not be working enough, and then your ortho is going to take forever. Alright, so next, you see all these down here, these different values. Create ESP. So you can see these are all the seasons right here. Some are going to be true, some are going to be false. So if you want your ortho tiles to have night imagery, you're going to set this to true. If you don't want it, set it to false. If you want your ortho tiles to have summer textures, tick true. If not, put false. Spring textures, true or false. Fall, true or false. Winter, true or false. Or hard freeze, hard winter, true and false. These textures are going to vary on the season. So if you set your prepared to winter and you have the winter textures installed, it's going to show snow on the ground. Of course, these textures are only going to show up if you select that season. You're not going to be in the summer season in P3D and then see the snow textures. That's not how it works. But if you do go into winter and you had this set to false, you're not going to have any snow textures. You're just going to have your regular ortho on the ground. So that's not going to be good. So since I've already set all this up in the past, I'm just going to exit out and click Don't Save. But if this is your first time doing this, please click Save, or else you're going to have to redo all that again. Alright, so next step is going to be go back into your Ortho 4XP folder. Click this disk folder right here. And after you have Scenery Proc set up, after you have your CFG set up, and after you have ImageMagick installed, you're going to double click the Ortho 4XP file. So, so far this doesn't look that bad, does it? Alright, click this little tool symbol right here. And you're probably like, whoa, what is all this? I'm going to explain to you. It's honestly pretty simple, you just need to get the hang of it. So, there's only like one or two values that you need to mess with here. So in P3D, you see use masks for inland. Set this to true. And then just click apply. And then click exit. So right here, you have different sources you can choose from. These are the sources of imagery. So this is Bing, this is Google, this is USA2, this is Mapbox, Arc. I'd recommend Bing, so just leave that at the default Bing. Then you have your different zoom levels. So this is going to be the resolution of your ortho tiles. So anything below zoom level 15, I would not recommend. So I would keep it at 15. If you go too low, your resolution is going to look like Flight Sim 98. But if you go too high, up to 17 or 18, one ortho tile is going to be about 50 gigabytes, and it's going to take your PC like hours and hours to complete. So just leave this at 15 and Bing. Then you're going to want to click this globe symbol right here. This is going to bring you to a map. So then hold down your right click and you can move your mouse around. So these, you can see, these are all the tiles that I've already done for my sim. So I have DFW to Austin and I have Albuquerque to Phoenix. So let's say we want to do a tile right on, where do we want to go? Let's say we want to do a tile on Las Vegas. So we're going to go hold shift down and then click. That's going to place the tile. If you just double click, it's going to put this yellow marker, and then up here it's going to tell you what tile you're currently on. So if we double click, we're on tile 36-116, so that's good. And then over here, before you click batch build, which is going to start the process of making your ortho tile, you want to click assemble vector data, triangulate 3D mesh, draw water masks, build imagery /DSF, and then finally build for ESP, FSX, P3D. Those are all vital. If you don't check the top four, your ortho is just going to look messed up. But if you don't check build for ESP, it's going to build your files for X-Plane, and they're not even going to be compatible with your P3D, so you can't even load them into your sim. So, once you've done that, you're going to go click batch build. You're going to see all this text right here. It's going to tell you it's starting the process. Throughout the process, there will be tons of text flying around right here. Don't need to worry about any of that. Don't click anything. And wait for it to say batch build process completed in, and it's going to say the amount of minutes. During this process, there's going to be windows opening called resample. Don't mess with those. Don't close them. Don't click on them. Just let them do their thing. And Scenery Proc is also going to open and start generating your Autogen. So just leave that alone. And yeah, I'll get back to you guys with the results once my ortho is done generating, and I'll go from there. Alright guys, welcome back to the tutorial. So here we are. My ortho tile at Las Vegas is finished. You can see right here batch process completed in 14 minutes 42 seconds. That's good. So go back into your Ortho 4XP FSX P3D master folder. From there you're going to want to go to Ortho Photos. And then you can see these are all the tiles I've previously done right here. But 3120 is going to be the file I'm going into. If you don't know how to find that, it's going to say right here. So 3120 and then 36116. So 3120, go in there and then find 36116. Alright, so then we'll click into Bing 15, add on scenery. And you can see if you click scenery, there's all these BGL files, which are the different tile files. So that's all good. And then if you go into textures, all these AGN files were generated by Scenery Proc. So if you see right here, the kilobyte size on the side, the ones that are 1 kilobyte are just going to be little houses. The ones that are any above 1 kilobyte, like this 9, 11, 3, 5, these are all going to be different kinds of buildings, like schools, warehouses. You can even see one's 40 right here. That's a pretty big building. So all kinds of buildings in here. There's even one that's 58. So yeah, let's pop back into the main directory here. So that's all good. Now what you're going to need to do is load the ortho tile up into your simulator. So we're going to search for our prepared version 5, open that, and then click yes. And then I'll get back to you guys in just one more moment once my sim opens. I'm not going to make you guys sit through that, so hang tight for me. Alright guys, so here is my simulator. It's all open now. So once you have your simulator open, you can go ahead and click the X on the Ortho 4XP program. That'll close it out. You don't need that anymore from here on out. So first thing you're going to need to do when you get in the sim is click Options. From Options, you're going to want to click Scenery Library. So that's going to bring you in here. You can see I've already put a ton of ortho files in here, which is what we're going to do right now. These are all past ones I've done already. So in order to get the ortho in your simulator and visible in your simulator, you're going to need to click Add Area, and it'll bring up this box right here. Sorry for this reshade thing. It always covers up my sim. I can't really get rid of that. So the path that we're going to need to paste in here is going to be back in ortho photos, if you remember, 3120, 36116, and then click BI15, and then add on scenery, and then stop there. Then put your mouse back up in this search bar again, and then Control C, that'll copy it, and then in this box, click your mouse in there, hit Control A, and it'll highlight it, and then just hit Control V, and it'll paste that long address in from here. So, and then you're going to need to title it. For the sake of this video, I'm going to call it JTAD Tutorial Ortho. And make sure it says use this scenery. That's going to put it into your simulator. Go ahead, give it a minute here, click OK. It's going to, oops, ignore these. These are little discrepancies I have in my game. So then it's going to say it's building, sorry it's covered up, but it's going to say it's building like a scenery CFG. Please wait a few moments. So just wait for this to go to 100, and then it will go back into your main menu. So I'm going to wait for that quickly to get back to 100. Alright, so there we go. We have 100. We have success. So, just leave all these at default. I'm going to just hit summer and set it to like 13 o'clock. I'm just going to put clear skies. And my target airport is going to be Las Vegas, since that's where my ortho tile is. And then I'm going to hit go. Let the sim load. And I'll be back in just a minute when the sim's loaded, and I'll show you guys the final result of this ortho tile. Alright guys, I am in the simulator here at the Las Vegas area. One second. Alright, sorry about that. So we're at the Las Vegas area with the completed ortho. And you can see, of course, the cityscape looks really nice because it's Fly Tampa, but look at the mountains. Those are ortho mountains in the distance. So these are ortho mountains right here, and then these are not ortho mountains. You can see the difference. So actually, if we are to slew over to them. I'm not sure why my plane keeps spinning. Help. Help. Okay. Alright, so gonna pause for a second, let the ortho reload as I slewed over here really fast. Yeah, you can kind of get an idea of the mountain quality. Right there is not ortho, this is. Looks like there is a bit of a lack of Autogen in some of these areas. This is going to be a pretty prominent drawback to scenery proc, unfortunately. In other areas I've tested though, it wasn't this bad, so I'm not exactly sure why that is. I'd probably recommend actually not doing this tile if you were to do Las Vegas, because I believe the Fly Tampa Autogen is supposed to go here, but it's covered by the ortho tile. So anyways, we do have Photoscenery in P3D. Of course, you can do higher zoom levels if you don't like how this looks. Zoom level 15 is the most efficient, and obviously you're not going to be flying planes this low usually, but you could decide to do 16, opt for 16, that might end up looking a bit better. These mountains look really nice right here. Gonna fly over to them. And in my previous video you could see Albuquerque ortho for reference. But yeah, I think this looks really nice. So yeah, that's pretty much the conclusion of this tutorial. We have Photoscenery in P3D. Pretty easy steps as well. Can't say it's anything too complicated. Maybe that's just me, but yeah, we have Photoscenery in P3D, and right here is where the Photoscenery ends. So you can see the difference. Photoscenery, no Photoscenery. That looks pretty ugly. So yeah, this the end of this video. Be sure to like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it. Consider subscribing if you'd be interested in future flight sim content, racing content, anything of sorts. May do more P3D tutorials in the future. If you guys want to drop suggestions in the comments for tutorials I could do, I could consider doing some of those. But for now, this is going to be JT8D Freak signing off. Have a good one, guys, and be sure to leave me any questions or concerns you might have in the comments. See ya.